Hello everyone, this is Daryl Guberman, CEO of Guberman PMC LLC, quality consulting firm here in Connecticut. And we have a very special guest here. We have Richard Blumenthal. He is the subcommittee chairman for the Department of Homeland Security. The issue that we have with, probably Richard may not know, if he does now he's going to know, that the Department of Homeland Security pays a fee and also pays the American National Standards Institute and the American National Crediting Board for services being rendered. And the American National Standards Institute and the American National Crediting Board are Boeing's accreditation body. You find something wrong with that, that means the DHS, his organization, and he's a subcommittee on, is a member of the accreditation body that Boeing uses for, actually shoves down the throats and mandates their suppliers, subcontractors, etc. I was at the April 17th subcommittee meeting supporting Sam Salipar. As you can see, Sam Salipar is right here and I am over here. I corroborated what Sam is saying about design on the 777, 787. You cannot make this up. The only issue, if you look at my face there, actually look at it, I have that grimaced look because I never gave Richard Blumenthal, Senator Blumenthal's staff, Lorenzo and Beatrix, who he handed me off to give them information, I never handed them the whole ball of wax, because handing them this information is like giving it directly to Boeing. And that to me is disgusting. As we are going to show you here, you have the factor, Department of Homeland Security, Department of Justice, and Boeing, along with the FAA, all sit together harmoniously on the American National Crediting Board's board, which means this: the accreditation body that Boeing uses to shove down the throats of its suppliers and subcontractors, all these agencies are using them as a member, as a board member, which means how can we get justice done at the Department of Homeland Security committee level when they are paying a fee to be a member on ANSI-ANAB's board, which ANSI-ANAB are the accreditation body of Boeing. We can further show you this, the entwinement, is this is an actual balance sheet. We have several of the different agencies. You have the Department of Commerce, you've got Homeland Security, you've got the Department of Justice, and you've got the USDA, okay? So you have them all getting a service from ANSI and also being members on ANSI-ANAB's board, which is the accreditation body of Boeing. Boeing in 2002 gave up their source inspection for special processes like heat treat, welding, and all that to the Performance Review Institute, PRI, in April of 2002. In July of 2002, Boeing gave up supplier auditing for components, parts, flight safety parts to an AS9100 certification. And it has to be ANSI-ANAB accredited. Why? I show you why. Because they all sit on the board. They're getting protected from our federal government. Shouldn't there be some separation between church and state from a non-profit corporation like ANSI-ANAB compared to the federal agency? Some people will say, Daryl, you have to have closeness on top of it. There was a Mr. Phil Mattson from the Department of Homeland Security who was getting $262,000. Okay, tax-free, royalty payment. You have a guy, Gordon Gillerman, from NIST, the National Institute of Standards and Technology, who is getting a royalty payment, okay, of $120,000 plus their federal salary. So you have Boeing mandating ANSI. Well, first their audit for special processes is done by a separate company. What do you want? In September of 2001. After 9/11, they said they were going to lay off between 20 and 30,000 people, so they had to think quick, wouldn't you say so? 7 months later, in April, they handed off special process certification to PRI, Performance Resource Institute. Got that? And then what you have is in July of 2002, just several months later, they came out with a supplier bulletin, PQIT-001, I think it's -002, on July 1st, 2002, and it states that if you are AS 9100 certified, please send in your certificate as long as it's ANSI-ANAB accredited, and I'm going to tell you why. Boeing sits on the ANSI-ANAB board management committee that can grant, suspend, and withdraw certification. Number 2, they mandated, as I showed you, as I told you, on their supplier bulletin. Number 3, on their supplier portal, it states must be ANSI-ANAB or international equivalent. What is that telling you, ladies and gentlemen? That's telling you that there's something wrong. When you have the Department of Justice asking questions via Richard Blumenthal, the subcommittee, and you have the other congressmen and senators sitting on there as representatives, and then you run into the factor that there's 4 agencies, okay? Right now there's a lot more, FBI, CDC, NIH, FDA, FAA, etc., etc. I can go down, EPA, DOT, FTC, they're all on it. But I showed this to you to show you that yes, ANSI is supplying for a fee. I don't know what they're supplying, but whatever it is, it's worth $2 million, almost $3 million down below. And this is an older sheet. I've got the newest one. It's about 1.5 million with the same organizations on there. I am going to leave it here. All right. I wanted to let you know that this video is QA expert Daryl Guberman illustrates that the Department of Homeland Security, along with the Department of Justice, just those two, are not doing justice for the Ethiopian and Indonesian airline families. They're not doing justice for those that suffered ramifications when the Alaska door popped off. My telephone number is 203-556-1493 or Daryl, TQRS@yahoo.com. And remember this again, as we say, it is, as Dwight D. Eisenhower said, it's not the size of the dog in the fight that counts, it's the size of the fight in the dog. And I do this because of you, ladies and gentlemen, because I give a damn. When you see these improprieties, and you have federal agencies sitting and paying a fee to maintain their membership on the accreditation board of Boeing, and Boeing's getting inquisitioned, quality starts separate. You have to separate quality. You have to separate this, but they're all in bed together, and we must stop it. I lost a lot of money in my business. I still am running my business, and we are going after these people until our comeuppance that we deserve. And we deserve it, ladies and gentlemen, because you know what we have? We have the truth, we have integrity, and we have honesty. What do they have? They sit on the board of Boeing's accreditation body. I thank you.